Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. As you can see, special guest Don Robbie in the building. Well, I'm in your building, in Robbie's studio here. Nice little 1 million plaque up there, mate. Might get that one day. One day.
Man.
Thanks to the Saudis. Thanks to the Saudis.
The Saudis.
How are we doing, Robbie? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Looking forward to the game at the weekend. You know what I mean? We need this one, man. We need this.
No, we need this one.
No, we need it. I know you guys need it because you haven't won a game yet, but we need it because we need to bounce back after that Liverpool game. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we're not normally looking forward to heading to the Emirates. Oh, we're Newcastle fans. Horrible record here in North London. Haven't won there in 10 years. Haven't scored there in 7 years. So it's not the best place to go.
Haven't scored in 7 years?
Haven't scored in 7 years at the Emirates. 2014-15 season. Jose Perez was the last man to score in black and white for us against there. So
wow. We
always travel down here in our thousands, the Toon Army, the loyal Toon Army. And we normally get beat. We've had a couple of 1-0s, a couple of 3-0s, 4-0s. So let's hope it improves this weekend. We definitely need it to. We're without a win. We're the only English team in the Football League without a win. 92 teams. We haven't got a win. Draw Castle United. Draw Castle United. 6 draws, 6 losses, 0 wins. Crazy. It's got to change this weekend. It's a huge game for Newcastle to try and get some points on the board because we don't want to get cut adrift. With all this money we've got, we don't want to get cut adrift. So we need to try and go there and get a win. Is there anything that scares you about Newcastle coming this weekend? Eddie Howe might be there, might not.
Well, listen, new manager. So you always get that sort of new manager bounce. And also, I do think Newcastle going forward have got some very dangerous players. You know what I mean? I look at St. Maximan. You know, he's the one that's really exciting. You know, I really love watching him play. Great player. Wilson's always a handful, good player. Even guys like Joe Linton, even though he's not clinical, he's a handful. You know what I mean? He's a big guy. He's quick. You know, so going forward, I feel that Newcastle definitely a big threat. I just look at Newcastle, say probably the weakness is the defence and probably the midfield is not as strong as it should be. But, for me, I look at this and I say, we just get some beatings in before that money comes in, you know what I mean? And I keep saying on all these videos, I go, will those billions be spent on buying a player like Mitrovic to get you out of the Championship? Or will it be spent on, Harry Kane to try and win you the league, So, but no, jokes aside.
That takes us back to your party last week. Obviously, you see, I was at the party last Wednesday. Thanks for the invite and everything, Robbie. Started taking the piss out of me as soon as I walked through the door.
No.
With him and West Ham Fan TV, and we're saying, he was West Ham Fan TV, Dan was jealous and everything. Robbie was like, oh yeah, it'll be great when they've got Reading away next year and all that. Rubbing it in. That's pretty
I'll tell you what though, it's a very, obviously that as well. I don't think Newcastle are going to be able to come and sort of be free-flowing because I think that works in our favour is the fact that, you really need to start getting some wins on the board, you know what I mean? Because now, even now you're seeing teams like Norwich pick up, you know what I mean? I think Newcastle really do need to pick it up. So probably good for us that we're kind of finding Newcastle in quite a vulnerable position. I don't know if Eddie Howe's been able to take any sessions yet with the team because he's had COVID and hope he gets well soon. But it's a bad period for Newcastle, and as an Arsenal fan, we need to try and capitalise on that. We need to capitalise on the fact that we got a good record against you guys at home, and really need to win the game. We had a massive setback last week against Liverpool. It was always going to be a tough ask to go away there. Yeah. But if we can, I don't think a lot of people expected us to beat Liverpool anyway. So these are the games where we're expected to win, which is Newcastle at home. And we really need, pressure's on Arsenal to get 3 points. So I think you're going to see a very cagey game maybe to start off with because, two teams, with a lot of pressure on them. Pressure on us because the expectation is 3 points and then, put Liverpool behind us going into a really difficult game. And next game up against Manchester United, they've got a new manager and stuff like that. And for you guys really need a win. You ain't got one yet, so you need a win. So it's going to be a really interesting game.
I think the score could be a madness. It could be anything again. I don't know if you've seen our game against Brentford.
Yeah.
Even if you've seen our match today, it was unbelievable. If it wasn't for the other games being such high scoring last weekend,
that would have been the first one on. great game.
Great game, mate.
I guess there's a look on you guys are a bit wide open, and that might help us.
Yeah, it'll definitely help you.
And I think you'll come up against you'll see that you're going to come up against an Arsenal, despite what you saw in the second half of the game the other day against Liverpool. You're going to come up against Arsenal's the best organised I've seen them for a while. They've got a very well organised defence. You know,
but Ramsdale, what a revelation he's been.
Yeah, Ramsdale's been brilliant in goal, but the defence up until that game against Liverpool has been performing really, really well. That's been one of the highlights of the team. It's been one of the reasons why the team's been doing so well. So they've got to get back to that this weekend. And, you know, I think as well, one of the things that helps out Arsenal this season is that we're not in Europe. We don't have any European football. So, you know, if had it been last year, we'd be playing you guys off of the back of playing in the Europa League. This time round, we've had all week to sort of sit back and think about what happened last week.
Fresh.
Improve, train, and I think you'll see a better Arsenal this week. You know, last week's game was straight after the international break. I feel that this might be a better Arsenal, and we have to win this game. This is a absolute must. I'm afraid, Matty. You know what I mean?
It's an absolute must for us as well, Robbie.
Well, you can win next week. You can win next week, man. Listen, I like
for us next week.
I like Newcastle. And listen, I think it would be terrible if Newcastle were relegated. But I don't think you can rule it out at the moment because you know it's tight down there. But I think Newcastle will get out of it.
What did you think of Eddie Howe, Robbie? What did you think Eddie Howe being appointed?
I think it's a you know what, I think Unai Emery would have been a good appointment for Newcastle. I did a couple of interviews with some TV stations up in Newcastle at the time, and I said to them, for me, what he did when he first came to Arsenal, he got Arsenal very defensively organised. And that's when we started to go on a little run. I mean, it's a few of those games in that run that we scraped and we weren't the greatest, but we went on a run because we were organised by Emery. I think Emery would have been better, in my opinion, for Newcastle for the problems that you face right now. Eddie Howe will get you playing great football, will get you playing attacking football. He knows the Premier League, but is this an Eddie Howe situation at the moment? That's the only thing that I'd say if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd be a little bit worried because this is not really an Eddie Howe situation where it's like fight and get out and just let's, you know, it's not about performances right now, it's just about results.
That's true, right?
Eddie Howe's like, you know, I don't know, I think long term it might be a good appointment, but his job right now is just to get you lot out of this mess, and hopefully that starts next week and not this weekend because
we haven't got time on our hands. We haven't got time on our hands where we are in the league, but you're right, probably in terms of Eddie Howe. I mean, we are playing free-flowing football already. We've seen huge improvements. We had more shots against Brentford than we've had in the entire Bruce campaign of 2 or 3 years. Jimmy, so that shows you everything you need to know about Brucey ball compared to Howe ball. Do you mean Eddie wants to play attacking football, but again, that's the risk, though. We aren't really in a privileged position to be playing attacking football.
That is a risk. I mean, you see it. You know, I mean, when you come up against better teams, you see that's the Premier League. You know, what I mean, I think that's what I'm saying. Is this an Eddie Howe situation? I don't know. You know
kept Bournemouth up for 5 years, though.
Yeah, that's true, but he also took them down.
Yeah,
so,
I'm trying to forget about the last one.
But you know, he's a good manager. He's a good manager. He's a good manager, but has he really even taken them there because of the COVID situation? Has he even been able to? Well,
he had a full 10 days on during the international break before he got COVID. Yeah, because he got COVID literally the night before the Brentford game. Yeah. So he's had 10 days training. We've seen it against Brentford. It was a completely different style of play. You know, we will be going to the Emirates this weekend to win. It's not like Bruce and even Rafa Benitez where everyone behind the ball, keep it tight, try and hit on the counter. Eddie Howe's going to go there and try and win. Yeah. So that it could be interesting. It could be exciting.
That might suit us. I mean, because if I'm being honest, it's those teams that come low block, frustrate, that kind of will do better against us at the Emirates. I think a team that's come in to attack, be a bit more expansive, I'm not sure. I mean, to be fair, Crystal Palace came and did that, and they nearly got a result out of it. So should have won the game, and we just nicked a draw in the end. But yeah, it can be interesting if you come with that style.
Very interesting for a lunchtime kick-off. I'm backing the boys. I'm going for it, right? Lunchtime kick-off. It's always the case, isn't it? Don't put the lunchtime kick-off on your accumulator. Remember? Don't back the early kick-off because it ruins everyone's 3 o'clock bets. Yeah, this is what's the case going to be this weekend. Newcastle are going to turn up, mate. Newcastle are going to turn up. First win of the season.
No,
I'm
not having that, man. I mean, listen, this is up until that Liverpool game, this has been an Arsenal team that's been playing well. We had an early kickoff a few weeks ago against Leicester, blew them away.
Yeah,
we've got players that can hurt Newcastle's defence. I look at Newcastle's midfield and defence, and I don't think it's the strongest. No. And I think that's where we can have a lot of joy if our defenders can keep, the likes of St. Maximin, Wilson, keep them quiet, stop the service up to them. I think we can have a lot of joy in the game. I'm going for an Arsenal win, 2 or 3-0.
2 or 3-0. Newcastle not to score again. I'm in all seriousness, I'm probably gonna go for if I'm being optimistic, a 2-2. 2-2 draw. But if I'm being realistic, I'll probably see 3-1 Arsenal.
Listen, as I said, like Newcastle, I think once Newcastle stabilise and do you know the funny thing about it is, right? Newcastle getting the money is normally a lot of other clubs getting the money. I hate on them. I'm like, when Chelsea got it, I'm like, with Newcastle, it's almost like you're looking at a club now and say, if any club deserves to get a massive injection of money, it's the long-suffering Newcastle fans. That is a big club. It's not like Manchester City where, I'm not saying Manchester City is a small club.
But they are.
Right? But I'm saying, like, with their fan base, in comparison to Newcastle, like what you just described there, be an early kickoff, they'll still sell out their end. It doesn't matter if they're in a relegation fight or at the top. Those Newcastle fans are there, right? Even though they've had to suffer Mike Ashley down the years. I don't think there's a club in the Premier League that, that you can begrudge them getting that, amount of money, because they've got the fan base, they've got the stadium and everything to back it up.
And
so,
to be fair, you said that to me years ago. I think the first fan cam we did outside St James Park, you were saying that years ago. Like,
and I would like to see Newcastle back up there, and I think it's good for the Premier League. I really do think it's good for the Premier League. So I'm not begrudging Newcastle getting that money whatsoever, but this weekend we need to beat you, and you guys need to sort out your own issues of whether you get relegated or whatever.
Plenty of issues.
It's going to be tough this season, man, because you're looking at it, man. This Premier League, apart from the 3 at the top, is very evenly matched right all the way down. So it's going to be tough. But I think Newcastle will be all right this season. But this weekend, it's all about Arsenal. We need this, man. We got Man United away after this. We've got Everton away. We need to get back to winning ways. Of all those next few games that are coming up, this is the game that on paper you look at and you say, right, we've got to get a win and to set a foundation going into those other games. It'd be quite disastrous if we lost, to be honest. So we need this.
So you're very confident in there, 3-0.
Yeah, I'm confident based off the record that we've had in the past against Newcastle, based off of the fact that you guys are under a lot of pressure to get something. That's what makes me confident, because Newcastle can't afford a slip up. And so that means you can't just come there and just, go gun-ho and say, it don't matter what the outcome is.
Aye.
They need something, right? And that plays into our hands, I think. So, I'm confident I'll win this weekend.
Let's wait and see. 100% confident, 100% confident.
You never say 100% with Arsenal.
I'll bet you the studio, mate. I want the studio. If Newcastle win, I want the studio. Right?
You don't want everything, right? You could buy out the whole Premier League, and now you want my studio as well.
Taking over. No, he had to take part. We had to take over. Right, thanks very much, Robbie. Appreciate your time,
man. Take care, bro.
Make sure everyone goes and checks out AFTV's Box to Box. Did a match preview with Turkish 4. Great preview there. We're going into discussions about ownerships of Kroenke and Ashley and Newcastle's new owners, as well as obviously the big preview ahead of this weekend's game. Drop your score predictions in the comments below. Subscribe to Magpie Channel TV, and we'll see you later.